Good morning. Today I will show you some common problems that broken fans have and how to fix it. If you're trying to repair your fan, this video is for you. Dajik DIY. Think, build, and share. Before starting anything, you must be warned that you will be working with the mains voltage and thus that it is quite dangerous if you do not exactly know what you're doing. Do it at your own risk. On our first fan, it is missing a power cable, so we are using what is called an electrician domino. You simply have to strip the power cords, turn the copper wires, and then screw them in with the help of a flathead screwdriver. Now, in our case, we can see that the bottom fan is working, but it is a little bit dusty, so I am going to open it and remove the dust with a paintbrush. You can also add a little bit of oil so that the motor spins more smoothly, which means faster. Next, in the upper motor, I suspect it being the thermal fuse, which is a fuse that blows when there is too much heat. It is used in fans to prevent fires inside the motors, which might be broken. Thus, I crack open the motors with the screws and nuts, and I am using what is called a test pen when I am testing. Basically, when you place your thumb on the upper tip of the pen, if there is some high voltage which can potentially harm you, it would emit a red light. Thus, this is very helpful before touching anything. But unfortunately, you must be very careful when opening motors because the small copper wires tend to break very easily, and once you've broken one, you can theoretically solder a new one, but you will break another one and another one and another one. It is an endless chain. Thus, you might just have to quit. But anyways, since this motor is broken, it is not cost worthy to replace it, so I will just cut the upper part of the fan and keep the lower part with a hacksaw. As we can see, we have this small wire over here, which is a power cable and thus very dangerous, so we are going to insulate it. I add a piece of plastic board and a lot of hot glue on the tripwire so that it doesn't blow. I have also soldered the tripwires and used electrical tape in order to prevent short circuits and electrical shocks with the user. This is what a thermal fuse looks like. And you can use the continuity function of your multimeter to see if it is working. Basically, when it is a closed circuit, the multimeter will emit a beep, and when the circuit is open, it will not make any sound. In our case, the thermal fuse was in fact broken, but it can very easily be replaced. Just be careful when you are soldering it that you do not blow it with the heat of your soldering iron. And then check again the continuity, and in our case it is working. Cool, and now we can insulate everything back on. But sometimes if you cannot make the motor work, you can always use and save the synchronous motor for any kind of project. And I think it is very cool. But also be careful because it is very high voltage. Here, as I can see in my case, I think that it is one of the motor coil which is broken inside the motor, and thus also it is not cost worthy to replace it. Also, you might want to check the value of your capacitor to see if it is still working. If you have a quite advanced multimeter, there should be a capacitance function on it. And also, don't be dumb, in the most recent fans, there is a control board with a fuse which might also be blown. But this takes longer to track all the signal wires to see if it is still working. Well, anyways, today I tried to show you some basic fan fixes. I hope it helped you. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time.